Hello friends, welcome back. In this video, I will be telling you about an important concept of overloading, and overriding. These two are the frequently asked question in your interviews also. If you say that I know Java, then you should have the strength to answer these questions because these are the most important and the favorite questions of the interviewer that they can ask you. So let's start with overloading first and then I will teach you about overriding. So what does overloading means? It means when a class have functions, more than one functions, and more than those functions are having same name. Okay, are having same name, then we can say that when the functions are having same name, then we have to categorize them or differentiate them by looking at the first number of parameters, how many parameters they have, or if you say if they have the same parameters also, then by different type of the data, different type of parameterized input. Okay, so this is the same thing, one and only, just I will tell you with the help of the example that you will be able to understand more easily. So what happens here, let me create a function name as, let's say, void, and here I have a name as sum, and I wrote here sum, and in this I have parameter is input, two inputs a and b. And similarly, if I have void sum, and here if I have only one parameterized input, that is x. So you can see when in a class we have two functions with the same name, then how to distinguish between them? The only way to distinguish between them is by looking at the parameter list. In the parameterized list, you can see here are two parameters, one parameter and two parameters. Number of two inputs are there, but here is only one input. So you can say we can distinguish by looking at the number of parameters, and that's what I have explained you in the beginning. Here I told you the way to explain is that to find the number of parameters. This is the way. There you can see there are number of different parameters in the function. Now let me show you by different type of data type of the parameters. Here let's create another function and I will just show out you here this type of. So here I create, let's say, void sum, and in void sum if I have double a, okay, and here I again create void sum, and if I create here int a. The only way to distinguish between these two sums is between these two sum or these two function is that you can see here the input type you can see is only single. Here also we have a single input, and in the second function also we have the single input. Now we will look into their data type. What are the data type they are taking? Here you can see the input is of double type, and here you can see the input is of integer type. So this is how function overloading can be done. When a single class is having functions and those function one or more than one function, and when they are having same name, the functions are having same name, then this is known as function overloading, because you can see this one function name is being overloaded by different functions. So that's about function overloading. If you want, I can give you a practical example. In the practical example, you can see I have created a class name as overloading, and here let me open up my pen so that I can write here on the screen also, so that you can understand very easily. This is, you can see I have created an int type of a function. It is taking two parameterized, one parameterized and two parameter. And in the same way, I have another double type add function. You can see this add function, and here it is taking what? One parameter, two parameters. So you can see they both are having two parameters. So now how to go and distinguish between them? We can distinguish between them by seeing the what is the type of the parameters. They are of int type, but here you can see they are of double type. So we can say function overloading has occurred because a function is having same name, but they are having different type of data, different data types in their parameterized list, different data types in the parameterized list. Okay, so now what will happen when I will call add 2, 3, 2 and 3 are what? Integer type values. So our compiler will look where is the integer type input. You can see in the first function, let me just erase this for you so that you can have a better visibility. So in the first function, you can see there is integer type input. So we will go and we will directly put 2 and 3 here, and we will get the output x plus y. That is 2 plus 3 gives us 5. But in the second one, if I add 15.5 and 10.9, what happens here? I will go for the first function. Here I saw that the values that are passed are what? 15.5 and 10.5. That you can see they are the real numbers, or you can say they are the decimal numbers. Okay, in the first function you can see integers values are being taken. So this is not possible for us. We are passing decimal numbers. So that is not possible. So we will look up another function and we see, oh yes, we got it here. It is of double data type we can get. So double is data type here, and we also want to give double data type. So this function is perfectly for us, and it will give us the output. Okay, so whatever we will add up, and this will be the output. Let's see whether this concept is correct or not. And first we will get 5 as the output. Let's see. Let me run this, and okay, I just put another bracket here. Let's run this, and we got 5 as the output and then 26.4 as the output. Very simple and easy way. Now after coming to overloading and overriding, now let's come up to, after completing overloading, let's come up and see what is overriding. What exactly is overriding? In the previous concept of inheritance, I told you that when we have a parent class and a child class, okay, so let me create parent and child class for you for the better understanding. Let's say here is a class as father, this is as the soon, you can see it's a parent, and father is having void, let's say some method, okay, and there are some codes written in it. And here, let's say here is a class name as, let's take girl, who is the child of father, and it extends the father class. It does what? It extends the father class. That is, inheritance is possible. After this, I again created void sum function. Now you can see father class and girl class, that is, you can say the parent class and the child class, both are having same type of the function, void sum and void sum. Now whenever I will call the sum function or the method, what happens? Child being smaller gets the priority and the privilege, you can say it gets the priority or the privilege. So this father sum function does not execute, and this child or the girl class function gets executed, because being the child class it gets the priority, and this function sum will be executed. So you can see even class parent, that is the father class, and the girl class were having same function name sum. So when sum was called, the girl class or the child class sum was called. Why? Because it is getting the priority, and father sum was not called because father is old and he will not get the priority. In the simple example you can understand. So this is what overriding. This is called overriding. When the child class and the parent class are having the same function, then the child class overrides the function of the parent class, and this is known as overriding. Let's look up with a real world example. This real example, you can see I have created a same example I have taken. I have created a class father, and then I have defined the function as work. Okay, and there again I have created a child class name as girl, and which is extending the properties of father. By using extends keyword, we are able to implement inheritance. Okay, I am writing here again for you. So inheritance has been executed or is been implemented. After this, void work is a function. Again, you can see of the same name. You can see void work, and this is also void work with 0 parameterized input. In the child class also we have 0 parameterized input. In here also I have given a message, girl is working on sums, you can say. Okay, now I have created a function creating the object of girl class, and here I have written g.work. So as soon as I will write g.work, I can see here first the girl class will look in itself, and you can see it got the function and we are done. So this girl is working, you can see as the output also. So instead of going to the parent class, the girl took the privilege and she worked and she displayed her own work function. As simple as that. This is inheritance, and we didn't let father work to execute. Simple. So let me show this again to you as by running, and let's run this, and you got the output. This is all about overloading and overriding. Thank you.